So we have selected the move tool, and you can see the axis over there. Actually we have created the 3D template, and all the things we are doing, it's in 3 dimension. You can see the x-axis and y-axis and z-axis. For example, notice here over top, x-axis is denoted by red color. So is in our cube. The x-axis is denoted by red color, yellow by green, y by green color, and z by blue color. And when we move this tool, and let's see some properties of this cube. The first property that we got here is transform. We can see in transform the position of the cube, rotation of the cube, scale of the cube. If persons are not able to see the cube, I will change the scale of cube so it will become some larger and you can visualize it. So let's select a scale cube first. From the scale tool we can increase the size of our cube in either x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, or all of them. For example, let's increase its size in x-axis. So I increase the size in x-axis. Let's increase it in y-axis. Let's increase it in z-axis. So you can see our cube has actually become cuboid. We did not wanted that. So let's undo all this what I have done. To undo, simply press Ctrl plus Z from your keyboard, and every single step will be undo. Okay, here we are again. So we can scale it using the scale tool, or we can also scale it using the transform options here. Scale in x-axis, let's increase its size to 2, in y-axis also 2, in z-axis also 2. Okay, now the size of our cube is increased by 1 units from all the sides. We can also do it using this option which is available on the meeting point of all 3 axes. When we select this cube and drag it, the size of cube is changing proportionally from all the axes. You can see this. So here I stop it, and you can see the scale of the cube is 2.1812 in x-axis, same in y-axis, same in z-axis. So our cube remains cube. It did not change to cuboid or something. So let's scale it once again. Let's change to 1, 1, 1. Now come to the move tool. This tool is used to move our objects throughout the scene. For example, let's move this cube in x-axis. Simply click the x-axis, that is red. When we click it, it will turn to yellow. You can visualize it, and simply drag to change its position in x-axis. When I am dragging this cube in x-axis, you can also see a change of its position from the transform option. Here you can see position in y-axis it's still at 0, in z-axis it's still at 0, because I have not changed its position in y and z-axis. I have only changed it in x-axis. Currently it's placed at 0.96 units on x-axis. So we can drag in x-axis, similarly in z-axis, similarly in y-axis. Okay, let's place it once again to its original position. And one thing to notice is we can also change the position of this cube in 2D planes. Currently I changed its position in axis. Now I will change its position in planes. So if I change it on XY plane, so you can see, if it's so small, I will zoom it. You can see this a square which is formed from the intersection of x-axis and y-axis. This actually represents the XY plane. If you have ever read the 3D coordinate system, you can get it very clearly. These three are three axes, x, y and z, and if we choose any of the 2 axes, we get a plane, that is xy plane, xz plane and yz plane. So let's move this cube in xy plane, the intersection of x and y, this square, and we move in this. You can see we can now move our cube in xy plane. Similarly you can move it in yz plane and xz plane as well. Actually we won't need it in our game development. I will only be dealing with movement in x axis, y axis or z axis. It means only in axis. So let's position it to once again where it was 1 1 1. Okay, so we got the move tool and we got the scale tool. So let's come to hand tool. Hand tool actually does not change anything, any size or properties of the cube, but it's used to navigate through the scene window. When I left click on it and drag the scene, I am able to move around the scene, but not actually disturbing any of the game objects that are present in scene. How do you get a gray shade for the cube? I actually turned on the auto generate lighting, and this default material which it was expected to be seen from at white color, we got it. So hand tool is only used to move around the scene and it do not actually changes anything. हम लोग इसका यूज इसलिए करते हैं ताकि गेम में अपने ऑब्जेक्ट्स को मतलब अच्छे से प्लेस कर पाएँ, देख पाएँ, उसके लिए ये कुछ खास नहीं है. इट डज नॉट चेंज एनीथिंग. And here we got another option which is rotate tool. When I click on the rotate tool, here you can see instead of getting axis or scale tool, we have got some circles and the color code is still the same. The x axis is represented by red color, y axis by green color and z axis by blue color. So what this rotate tool does, it will rotate our game objects in all three axes, either x or y or z. Let's see this. When I will rotate this cube in x axis, you can actually see the rotation here in transform window. So keep an eye on that also. For example, I will rotate in x axis. This I will select this red circle and rotate it. Here you can see our cube is being rotated in the x axis, and we can actually see this rotation in the transform window. You can see x, the value of x is continuously changing. Similarly, if we rotate our cube in y axis, we have to select this blue circle. Select this blue circle and drag it to rotate it around the y axis. And similarly it was for z axis, and for the y axis select the green one and drag around it to rotate your game object in y axis. So for now I will stop all the rotations and change it to 0 0 0 as it was in its initial state. So till now we seen we can use hand tool to move around the scene, we can use move tool to move our game objects around the axis or a plane, we use the rotate tool to rotate our game objects in x, y or z axis. Got the gray color, thanks. Okay, and we use this scale tool to increase or decrease the size of our cube. So you can actually see a small change between the scale tool and the move tool. When we have clicked this move tool, you can see at the end of the axis we have got arrows indicating that it will change only direction. It will only move from x axis to y axis to z axis and around the plane. So arrow is an indication of moving, and when we select the scale tool, you can see at the end of our line we got a cube indicating that it represents the scale tool. We will increase or decrease the size using the scale tool, and if we select the center of this scale tool, we can actually increase or decrease the size in proportion without distorting the figure. So here we deal with hand tool, move tool, rotate tool and scale tool. Here is one other tool which I want to use. It is rectangle tool. So when I selected the rectangle tool, you can see this rectangle appeared with circle dots around the corners. This is actually used to change our size, change the size of game object in 2 dimensions. So let's increase its size in this direction. You can see how the size is increasing. So let's increase the size upwards. Let's undo it. Let's increase the size towards left and increase the size towards bottom. So this is how it works. Okay, Control Z, 1 1 1. You can actually see the difference between, we actually increase the size of this cube in x axis using a scale tool and using this rectangle tool, but what was the difference? see, let's again here, when we are using the scale tool, if we suppose increase the size in z axis, you can see the size is increased from both the sides. When I increase or decrease the size, it is increasing or decreasing symmetrically from both the ends of x-axis, that is positive x-axis, positive z-axis, and positive and negative z-axis. So it's increased or decreased in both axes. Let's undo it once again. And when we are using this rectangle tool and actually increasing the side from left side or right side, it's increasing in only one direction. You can see the left end of this cube is still fixed. We are increasing the size only in the right end. So this is a small difference you need to notice. Let's decrease its size 1 1 1, all set. And we will try one more tool. It is named as move, rotate or scale selected object. What is it? Let's click it and select our cube game object. Here you can see it is nothing new, it is just the collection of all three tools, that is a scale, position and rotation. All the three tools we got in this single options. So if you want to work with it, you can do it. Here is transform tool, here is rotate tool, and here is scale tool. Everything is present here. All the three options present in a single tool. So we can see this is a hand tool, this is a move tool, rotate tool, scale tool, rectangle tool, and move, rotate or scale all in one, and available custom editor tools. We actually have covered this. But we will see it one more time briefly. In sample scene we have main camera and directional light. And here you can see the windows which I have got, scene and asset store. Currently no animator is here. You can add this animator over here. Here you can see from windows, animation, animator. So you can see the animator is added. Someone was asking in the comment section where I cannot find my animator. So here it is. Also it will also be revealed if you have any animator in your scene. If you double click on it, this animator window will pop out here, but I have added it manually. Similarly you can add more windows, but currently I will go with scene, asset store, animator, and the game window was also there, but I dragged it to the bottom. So here, so let's create a 3D object first. On day 1 we were not able to see how to create this 3D object. What I did, just right clicked on hierarchy, and here you can see a lot of options: copy, paste, duplicate, delete, create empty, 3D object, 2D object. So out of these options I selected this 3D object option, and in 3D object option I selected cube. So I got a cube at the center. So many people were asking that your cube is large and my cube is small, and why is that? I will tell you. The size of cube was same for both you and me. I just navigated around it and actually zoomed it. So here you can see the scale of cube is 1 1 1, and actually you can hear a lot of sounds because I live near a turning of road. So we select the cube. We can use the move tool to move the cube. We can use the rotate tool to rotate the cube in all three axes. Similarly, move tool to move our cube in all three axes and the planes I told earlier. We can use this scale tool to scale this, to scale up or scale down this cube, and we use this rectangle tool to increase the size of cube in only 2 dimensions, that is from one side. And this tool, it does nothing new but only the collection of all three tools. So how I was navigating around the scene, I will explain it one more time. This was the hand tool. We were able to move around the scene with hand tool, but not able to rotate around the scene. And to rotate around the scene, I said to press and hold Alt button and click left button and used it to rotate around the scene. And one thing I missed, actually I was doing it all along, but I forgot to mention, I was also using the scroll button from my mouse to zoom my scene. So that is why instead of having the scale of cube fixed, that is 1 1 1, now I am seeing a larger cube, and when I scroll out using my mouse, then I am seeing this smaller cube. This was doubt of actually some persons, how I am getting a larger cube. So I was not getting a larger cube, actually just I zoomed it using a scroll button. So it's okay. And other thing which I told, it was that I am getting this dull and dark cube, and it's not actually the actual colors which was supposed to be. To see the actual colors of the cube and the scene, you have to select auto generate lightning. And when I was reviewing my own stream, what I noticed that my webcam was placed here in this corner, and that's why you were not able to see this auto generate lightning option. So that's the reason why I have shifted my webcam to a little bit left, so that you can see all the options. Here you can see auto generate lightning, and when I will click on it, here I am getting an option to auto generate lightning, and there is a tick box. I will select this option, and you can see the lighting will be fixed in our scene. So I am clicking it, and here you can see the lights in our scene is fixed. So, and then I saved my scene. And how I was saving my scene, I will tell you. If you are saving your scene for the first time, you have to select file, save as, and here you can see it's asking for a location where you want to save the scene. By default it's saved in assets. And one more thing to notice here, this assets folder and this assets folder in the project window, both are same. This asset is representing this folder in my drive, and similarly this is the view, this is also same. It's showing the project window in a, you can see you can say another view, or similarly let me show you one similar example. This PC, here you can see we are seeing this windows and these options, and similarly here's another view of in a tabular form, windows, local disk CDE, the same things which I have available here, it's available here in left side also, but with a different view. Similarly in Unity, this asset folder and this asset folder is same, just the view is different. And this asset folder actually denotes to this asset folder which is currently saved in my C desktop basic project, basic Unity project assets. And to save our scene, we will save our scene in this folder called scenes. And what is this folder? This is actually this folder scenes. So in scene you can see already we have a scene, it's named sample scene, and it's actually this scene. So this is the difference between save and save as function. If I am using save as, I can create a new scene, but if I just saved my scene, the changes were saved in that scene also. And here I will name the scene scene 1, and I will save my scene. Okay, my scene is saved, and here you can see what I have got, sample scene and scene 1. How we shifted to two scenes? It was actually happened due to the feature save as. If I had just saved my scene, only sample scene would have been here, but I used save as, and we got another scene. So if you want to put this in your folder, you can keep it, or else you can delete it. For now I am keeping it. So here you can see scene 1. Now we are working in scene 1. It's saved, and it has got main camera, directional light and cube. So let's delete it. Let's create one more new cube, and I want to tell you about one more options, that is, you can see the hand tool over here. When I press the Alt key from my keyboard, just watch here, when I press the Alt key, this hand tool, the symbol of the hand, it changed to a eye. What it does? So I will tell you. I have pressed and hold the Alt key, the symbol of hand has changed to Y, and here you can also see the symbol of cursor has even changed to the eye. And when we left click on it and drag around the scene, we can actually see all the sides of the cubes. So we are moving around the scene. We are actually rotating around the scene. In general, if we wanted to view the other end of the cube, say example back side, we have to actually rotate it. Even the hand tool will not help. It's actually move in just one direction. It do not rotates actually. So to rotate your view, you have to press and hold Alt button and left click and drag to rotate around the scene. Actually the rotation of the cube is not distorted, it is just for your perspective. The cube is still same. You can see in the game options, game scene, we are still able to see only the front view of our cube because we have not distorted its orientation or rotation. We just use the eye tool for our sake of convenience. Okay. So let's create some more 3D objects. So you have told that you cannot see this option, but when you right click on it, you will get the options. We have got create empty, create 3D object, and inside this 3D object you get the options a sphere as well. So let's create a sphere. So you can see a sphere has just popped in our game scene. So for a sphere, our position is 1.48 in X, 1.2 in Z, in Y, and 0.11 in Z. So let's place it to 0 0 0 for now. 0 0 0, and for cube also let's place it to 0 0 0. So here what happens, the cube and a sphere are placed at exactly the same point in 3 dimension, that is its position is origin 0 0 0. So cube and a sphere both are there, but we are only able to see the cube because the size of the cube was greater than that of a sphere, and a sphere is actually immersed inside this cube, or you can say the cube has overlapped the sphere. So to visualize this sphere, you have to change the position of a sphere or cube. You have to actually change one of the positions. So I am changing the position of a sphere for now. Select the move tool and drag it around the x-axis. So here we are. Till now, if you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. I am seeing the comments. Someone said x y z axis tilt हो गया. So axis tilt नहीं हो गया, ये बस आपका व्यू चेंज हुआ होगा. जैसे कि आप अपने व्यू को यहाँ से भी चेंज कर सकते हैं. You can change your view from here as well. Here you can see the options for x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So what happens if I click on this option y, the little arrow which we can see around y? When we click on y, let's click it. Here you can see our view is tilted. I am saying our view and not the axis. Axis remains the same. We have just changed our view. If I click on z, we will see it from z perspective, and if I click on x, not x actually, this little arrow, this red arrow, we will see it from x-axis. So whenever you want to get the top view, you can always select y-axis, and then you can use the alt and left mouse button to move around the scene to adjust your scene. So do as per your convenience. What are the kind of games you are making, it all depends on it. So till now we created a sphere and cube objects and used some of the tools which are available in Unity, that is scale tool, hand tool, rotate, things like that.